Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a deeply complex and painful topic: why people cheat even when they love their partner. It's a question that has haunted countless relationships, leaving a trail of heartbreak and confusion. The common assumption is that cheating is a clear sign of a loveless relationship, a straightforward indicator that someone wants to leave. But the reality is far more nuanced and often more tragic. The act of infidelity can be a symptom of much deeper, unresolved issues that can exist even when two people share a genuine and profound love for each other. It's a paradox that defies simple explanation, but by exploring the psychological, emotional, and situational factors at play, we can begin to understand this painful reality. Let's start with one of the most common drivers of infidelity: an unmet emotional need. A person might deeply love their partner, respect them, and even see a future with them, but still feel a void that their partner, for one reason or another, can't fill. This isn't about the absence of love. It's about the absence of a specific kind of connection. For some, it's a need for a certain kind of attention or validation that they aren't getting at home. Perhaps they crave intellectual stimulation that their partner doesn't provide, or they feel a lack of emotional intimacy, even if physical intimacy is present. The cheater might not be looking for a new love. They might be searching for a missing piece of their own emotional puzzle. They may feel a sense of loneliness within their primary relationship, an emotional distance that grows over time. This can lead them to seek connection and validation elsewhere, not as a replacement for the love they have, but as a supplement for the love they are missing. They might believe they can have both, compartmentalizing their life in a way that allows them to hold on to the love they have while seeking the emotional fulfillment they crave. Another significant factor is the desire for novelty and excitement. Human beings are complex creatures, and while we crave stability and security, we also have a deep-seated need for new experiences. A long-term relationship, no matter how loving, can sometimes fall into a comfortable but predictable routine. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Routine can be a source of comfort and security. But for some, the predictability can lead to a feeling of being stuck or a sense of boredom. They might seek out an affair not because they are unhappy with their partner, but because they are unhappy with the feeling of stagnation in their own life. The thrill of a new connection, the secrecy, and the forbidden nature of the affair can create a rush of adrenaline that makes them feel alive again. It's a way to break free from the monotony, to feel desirable and exciting, and to reconnect with a part of themselves they feel has been lost. The person cheating isn't necessarily looking to leave their partner. They are looking for a temporary escape, a way to inject a dose of excitement back into their life. Infidelity can also be a misguided attempt to address personal insecurities. Someone who feels a lack of self-worth might seek an affair as a way to prove their desirability. They might need the validation of a new person to feel attractive, interesting, or successful. This isn't about their partner's love, it's about their own inability to accept that love. They might feel that their partner loves them out of habit or obligation, and so they seek external proof that they are still desirable. The affair becomes a mirror, reflecting back the image of a person who is wanted and pursued. This can be a deeply self-destructive cycle, where a person puts their loving relationship at risk to satisfy a need for external validation that can never truly be filled. They may love their partner, but they don't love themselves enough to believe they are worthy of that love. Sometimes, infidelity is a symptom of unresolved personal issues or past trauma. A person might be dealing with deep-seated pain, a history of abuse, or a mental health struggle. The act of cheating can be a cry for help, a reckless act born out of pain and desperation. It could be a form of self-sabotage, a way to punish themselves or to push away a loving partner out of fear of getting hurt. They might not consciously understand their own motivations, but the affair becomes a way to act out their internal conflicts. They may love their partner, but the ghosts of their past or the struggles of their present make it impossible for them to be fully present in the relationship. The affair is not a reflection of their love for their partner, but rather a reflection of their pain. Before we continue, if this video is resonating with you, please take a moment to hit the like button. It helps us reach more people who might be struggling with these very same questions. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and leaving a comment below with your thoughts or experiences. We're building a community here, and your voice is an important part of the conversation. We also have to consider situational factors. Sometimes, a person might cheat in a moment of weakness, fueled by alcohol, loneliness, or a sudden opportunity. This doesn't excuse the behavior, but it does highlight that infidelity isn't always a premeditated act. It can be a mistake, a poor decision made in a moment of vulnerability. The cheater might deeply regret their actions immediately, and the act of cheating itself might be completely out of character. This kind of infidelity is often not about a lack of love, but a momentary lapse in judgment. The love for the partner remains, but the person fails to prioritize that love in a moment of temptation. They might have been feeling stressed at work, lonely on a business trip, or simply in a place where they let their guard down. The affair is not a sign they want to leave, but a tragic mistake they wish they could take back. Another complex motivation is a desire for more emotional or sexual connection. A person can love their partner, but feel that the spark has faded. This doesn't mean the love is gone, but that the passion and desire have waned. They might cheat in an attempt to feel that sexual or emotional excitement again. This is especially true if a couple has different levels of sexual desire or if they have stopped prioritizing physical intimacy. The cheater might feel unwanted or unattractive in their primary relationship and seek out an affair to feel desired again. The affair is not an attempt to replace their partner, but rather an attempt to experience a part of themselves that they feel is missing. They may still love their partner deeply and want to be with them, but they are looking for a way to satisfy a physical or emotional need that is not being met. Finally, we need to consider the factor of communication breakdown. A person can love their partner immensely, but if they are unable to communicate their needs, fears, or frustrations, they may seek an outlet elsewhere. The affair can be a way to avoid a difficult conversation, a silent protest against a problem that is too painful to talk about. A person might feel that their partner won't understand, or they might be afraid of confrontation. So instead of bringing up the issue, they act out. They might feel unheard, unappreciated, or taken for granted, and rather than expressing these feelings, they turn to someone else. The affair becomes a way to vent their frustrations and to get the attention they feel they are not getting at home. The person cheating might love their partner and want the relationship to work, but they lack the tools or courage to address the underlying issues. The affair is not a sign of a lack of love, but a sign of a lack of communication. In conclusion, the question of why people cheat even when they love their partner has no single answer. The reasons are as varied and complex as the people themselves. It's a painful paradox that highlights the fragility of human relationships. Infidelity is rarely just about sex. It's a window into the unfulfilled needs, personal struggles, and emotional voids that can exist even in the most loving of relationships. It doesn't excuse the act, but it does help us to understand it. The act of cheating is often a desperate and misguided attempt to fix something that feels broken within oneself, not a conscious decision to destroy a loving connection. It is a symptom, not the disease itself. If you or someone you know is struggling with infidelity, remember that this is a complex issue and healing is possible. Understanding these motivations is the first step toward a path of recovery, whether that means rebuilding the relationship or moving on. If this video helped you, please consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear this message. It's a difficult conversation, but one worth having.